10 seconds remaining. Prepare for battle. "30 seconds to battle.
Look at it go!
The battle begins.
A gift from the goddess.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Trap now! Trap now! I'll take that. Look at it go! Oh, now that's a health flag.
Yeah, level 4. At only 2 minutes, not even 3 minutes into the game, he has a pretty good offlane experience happening right now.
Talking about Zai down bottom?
I'm talking about Tidehunter.
Oh, the Tidehunter. Okay, 9-0. Not too bad. Sorry, we're finally back into it.
Yeah.
Looks like that reconnect actually did help my bit of stuttering, so Oh, fingers crossed and hold steady. Zai is doing very well, though. 17-2 as they move into this bottom tower. He's got supports with him. Puppy, no points in the Voodoo Restoration
Dire's
quite yet, but
tower
you're going to need
is
that
under
Maledict
attack.
to bring down that big tanky watermelon.
Yeah, it started as a duel lane, which wasn't going to be too bad, but Kuroki made the adventure from top all the way to bottom now, and they get the kill there. But it's mid lane, a solo pick. Chami gets the kill on S4. And, well, you can't underestimate the creep damage and the slow power that a sniper can dish out with that shrapnel.
Meanwhile, back bottom, Afterlife gets engaged on. They don't get the second bounce on the cast, but they've got more than enough damage, it looks like. They'll let the Maledict finish him off alongside Kuro. Witch Doctor actually gets credit for the kill, and it'll be Broodmother that does finish off the tower. Unfortunate for Secret, though. They don't get that first blood bonus. It does get handed over to Sniper.
Yeah, you do even things up now 1-1, and it looks like Arteezy has ventured away from his off-lane get-up, and will be going to work in the jungle, sacking the lane altogether. This will allow the Lina now to potentially farm up pretty damn fast, and as the 4-minute mark is reached, Night comes down, and Night Stalker goes on the prowl.
Where's he at? Big Num moving around in the Dire jungle. Just boots up for now, but this is the time when you really need to make it happen. If you're playing the support Night Stalker and you can't find any kills or do any kind of scary supporting during nighttime, this whole pick can quickly become not worth the investment. Arteezy's been already relegated to the jungle, only level 3. Stout Shield, Quelling Blade, Ring of Protection, a very basic kit, but he'll try to find some farm. Looks like they'll just do the old rotation with Arteezy now in the safe lane, and Zai will move to the off lane, given this great start he's picked up.
It's got to be somewhat obvious, though. They have to know that top lane's missing a lot. S4's in trouble here. Shrapnel and Bignum getting involved. This S4 bat is going to go down. I mean, Arteezy left the top lane. They should have noticed that had been Lina by herself for so long, and it's nighttime, so you might want to consider playing a bit more cautious, but unfortunately S4, after grabbing the bottom bounty rune, comes back to lane, and by that point, the rotation's already there.
Yeah, Big Num, that's the kind of kill you need to get already, making some space for his sniper, and now this sniper is feeling quite good. He's got his phase boots completed, and S4, he's just on brown boots.
Okay.
So that's where things get a little scary. You can't outrun the sniper, and he's always got that assassinate even if you do think he got away.
A bit of a different tempo for your Brood after taking down the bottom tier 1. Actually makes the rotation to the top lane to maybe get a go there and take another tier 1. Mid lane, yeah, rotation on the S4 again. They'll get him down. One more shot, uphill miss though. Oh, gets it right there. It's going to be Mr. Chami who gets another kill. Killing spree for your sniper.
He had an assassinate up as well, so even with those a series of unlucky misses, he still would have found that one.
Man, all 3 kills from the sniper, all 3 kills on the S4.
Dude, I've got to admit, Big Num's really done a lot of work now. I'm glad I brought it up, but those 2 assists are really big ones. Not only shutting down S4, but now your sniper is just really off to an amazing start. Afterlife will get engaged on up top. Kuro has roamed to join Zai. They'll do a fair bit of damage here, though. Tidehunter is level 6. Ravage available. They need to be careful about how they dive this, because if a TP comes in and he throws out a Ravage, this could get turned around.
Oh, TP comes in. Where's the Ravage? Save it for now, but he could be in trouble.
Nader comes in. There's your Ravage. They get the kill on Skywrath. Zai gets clipped by the tentacles. It does hit Zai, but he's in the trees. They can't find him. Gets scouted out. Now, does he have another web? He does. I think Zai is okay here. Yep, he'll make it out. Still, they get the Skywrath Mage. They punish the dive. Tidehunter lives. Good teamwork.
They get it done. The Mosocw 5 trio just kind of all over the place. Sniper holds his own in the mid lane, continuing to build up his own bit of farm. In bottom lane, Lina had some solo time and is now going to be level 6, so your Laguna online and ready to go. We'll see if Mr. ZXC wants to go for any early picks, try to build up into a Yules in good time and make something happen here. Arteezy's playing it extra safe for now and just trying to get some CS with the Wolves in the lane. Taking it nice, cautious, and slow. Wants to get the early Lycan tool belt together and maybe eventually make a sneak play into the Roche.
Here's the smoke from the Dire side. 2 supports ready to move around and try to make the most out of this night cycle. You've got about 40 seconds until it's over, so they've got to strike quick if that's their play. 4-1, 7.5 minutes in. M5 actually have the lead. 500 gold, 2,000 experience. They're in pretty good shape. Arteezy will be the target of choice. They'll start to do the wraparound. Lina coming in. Cass is there to stop the dead in their tracks. Light Strike Array coming on in. This should be a dead Arteezy, and it is. Maybe Puppy will go down as well. It's a 3-on-1 now. Voodoo Restoration gets turned on. Big Num has about 10 seconds left of night. He's happy to dive this tower. 6 armor. He's pretty damn tanky. They get another 6-1. Secret getting clowned on. Meanwhile, in the top lane, Afterlife probably going to fall. spider babies put on top of him, and yeah, that's an arcane bolt for the win. Kuro gets a kill up there, but pales in comparison to the victory they found in that bottom lane. Now ZXC, well, he's going to get flame broken into the Roche pit. LSA off the mark, but no way to survive. So now has 4 strikes back. He gets a kill.
That does make things a lot better for Secret, because Secret, remember, they're finding their objectives. After they get kills, they continue to add pressure on these towers. The top tier one's going to be going down now. With the new little spiraling army coming up, they're going to plant themselves here and try to get it done. But the glyph will be popped at this point. Still no one close enough to pull out any sort of contention. So it should be more free money. And even though the exchanges are being even with these towers falling down, Secret do benefit a little bit more with the income. But yeah, man, Mosocw 5 with that first Nightfall, they really put a lot of movement across the map and caught Secret off guard numerous times. But the question is, are they going to be able to hold their own during the daytime?
Bottom tower is under attack.
That is a great question. A lot done in the first night. What did Night Stalker actually get out of it? Halfway through level 4, more than half of an urn completed. Really just a recipe away now. So did some decent damage, but didn't really stop Secret from completely farming.
But he helped his sniper get a Mask of Madness.
Yeah, no, it was great. It was absolutely great. But
yeah,
outside of the nighttime, like you were talking about, I do worry a little bit because Zai has gotten a lot of momentum.
Yeah,
he got that early Midas, another 1,700 gold.
2K gold, yeah.
Curious what build he'll go for. We've seen the Dagon Rush, mixed results.
Orchid, Necro Book.
Yep, those are the big ones. And then we saw yesterday, I guess when I was casting with Purge, we actually saw an attempted carry Broodmother. It backfired, but it was that like Yasha into Manta, Basher, those kind of very combative items, and that feels very outdated. Did not work so well. So.
It just depends how much value he puts into making split push objectives or making fights play.
ZXC in some trouble. Bat Rider's there. He's got a lasso. Coconut to follow, and nothing Alina can do about it. Just takes a nap on the fire, ends up going down the top lane. Yeah, Big Numb gets dove, and another arcane bolt. Need to finish him off. He's going to die. TP into the tower. Oh, big reaction. Kuro's certainly going to fall here. It will be Chomi that gets credit for that one.
So top lane's technically like the position 4 for the position 4 Night Stalker during the day, which is not too bad. But they also got that Lina in the bottom lane, makes things a bit in favor here for Secret. And Zai is just going to start making a home of this top lane. Whenever he can't make a push happen in the lane, he'll just move towards the M5 jungle and just take the farm away from there. And really be a bit of a problem. So if he wants to build on this, get a Necro Book, and just make sure that pressure is going to keep being on this top lane, Mosocw 5 will have their hands full. Next thing you know, you're neglecting someone like the Lycanthrope. You lose a Roach quickly, and then you lose your base, as they are going to be spread too thin. That's the overall potential game plan, I imagine, that Secret could be thrown together. Mosocw 5, they don't want anything to do with that. They might be stuck into a position where they need to farm up, itemize next Nightfall, which is going to be about 1 minute from now.
They're not going to do that. They're going to smoke and do it during daytime. Few cares in the world right now as they roam on down. Smoke gets broken. They're scouted by the wolves. Arteezy Puppy react accordingly, and this should be a failed smoke gank. I don't think they'll find anyone here. Maybe Secret will even try and turn it around. See some pings coming out as Kuro rotates over. Bat Rider on his way. Still no Blink Dagger up on the bat, but S4 does have a lasso. He can try to make something happen here. Wolves squishing him up. Flame Break tries to get Lina on the high ground. There we go. ZXC pulled into the fire in the Mystic Flare. They find the kill. S4 forces out the Ravage, and he still lives. He makes it to the high ground with the Firefly. Now the big bad wolf is here. Arteezy with the movement speed is going to chase him down without a Ravage. He feels pretty safe. Chomi TP's in to try and turn some things around here, but Arteezy, he just runs on through, moves into the jungle, and it will be a 2-0. Great fight for Secret.
It just felt like Mosocw 5 were pressured to do something there. It's like, yeah, I know you probably are going to be going to this feeling like you're going to have the advantage in numbers because Zai is going to be his brood in the top lane, so you know you're going to be going against him at most a 5 versus 4. And they have a Ravage to work with, but it's not nighttime. Vengeful Spirit, who's leading out the gank, doesn't have swap, so you can't just wave and swap back and get a catch there. And it's just easily scouted out and predicted, and they just walk away from it, and they get the best of it. I think they should have waited a bit, the 1 more minute for the Nightfall.
Yeah.
They could have taken that 1 minute to get level 6 on Vengeful Spirit and really gotten a lot more out of that opportunity.
Yeah. Even just the movement speed on the Night Stalker makes a huge difference, so he can actually run in as your initiator, hit him with a Void for the slow. Without that nighttime movement speed buff, he's not really that scary or even that fast. But
wow.
7-7, Secret are the ones in control. It is basically all on this sniper right now. You look at this breakdown of net worth, and he is the only one up to snuff. Everyone else has paid the price to make space for him.
Yeah.
And if Secret can just jump on this sniper, finish him off, their team fight just crumbles without that damage.
You can't put everything into one powerhouse like a sniper. You need to make sure you have a nice balance there. Lina should be able to hold her own, but it's looking like it's just too much tilted towards the sniper, who could be handled here as the smoke flies out. S4 takes to the skies, moves mid lane, gets the lasso pull back onto Chomi, and Chomi's going to get silenced up and taken down. And there's your powerhouse net worth farmer easily handled, and they also will get the Night Stalker.
Now in the jungle, they find ZXC. He's maledicted and ready to be brought down. Laguna on the puppy, but it's not enough damage. 3-0 as Secret start to hit their stride. You see the mini-map being circled. A little frustration from the sniper there as he gets picked off. His tower in the mid falls, and Secret just tighten that grip around the Moscow 5 necks.
Really appreciate Kuroki's classic triple null build here on the Skywrath Mage. Lots of int, lots of health pool to work with there.
And level 2
lots of spam. And
up on Zai.
Yeah, Zai has got a gross amount of farm up here. I'm not really surprised he went with the Necro book. As expected, he's just going to make this his home. And anytime Moscow 5 feel like, hey, it's nighttime, we better go hunting. If it's not going to be on Zai, he's going to be taking your base. He's going to be taking your tier 2 tower down, and I think M5 at this point are going to be in a bit of a bind.
Yes.
This is going to be hard now, being able to relegate what's important and what's not. It is nightfall, so they're pressured to get something done, but if they don't get anything done, if they end up losing most of these fights, they might as well hand the game over at this point. Zai
scouting them out, getting so much intel here.
What is this Night Stalker going to do, though?
Yeah.
So
what's also scary here is Arteezy is now 2-1 and 2 on the Lycan, and he went hand to Midas, so he's not even going for this early combative build where he should be picking up a lot of kills. He went the safe bet. I'm going to farm up while you guys make space around the map. So Secret are in this beautiful state now where they have some late game farming tools, they have pushing power, and they're also for Secret. They can kind of fight whenever they want. Their ultimate's a much shorter and cooldown duration, and just have a bit more flexibility. So here we go. Zai's still up in the top lane. 3 heroes in the mid as Puppy and Kuro smoke up. And down in the bottom, it'll be S4 starting to move into this tower. He eats the regen rune, and they'll look to set up a gank and then probably just push down this tower. Though right now M5 have their hands full in the jungle trying to deal with Zai, who's not only clearing out their jungle, but also serving as a very valuable distraction.
That's the thing, is like, for M5 on their cores who need to get the farm, there's just not a lot of options there. With most of their jungle being taken care of. Oh man, look at this. M5 move up towards the Secret shop, and immediately a delta split rather from Secret. S4 heads left, and you see Kuroki head right, but Kuroki is going to be spotted. Assassinated, almost gets a kill.
Almost brings down Big Num with him. All right, well, M5s get on the board now with a quick pick on the Skywrath. Nothing too crazy.
But the thing is, the sniper needs to find his own farm, and there's just not a lot of farm options out there. He needs to take the mid lane, and that leaves Lina with not a whole lot. And then someone's going to get stuck on their own, and that's a formula for S4 to jump in and get a lasso kidnapping. And
yeah, with Zai clearing out their jungle and really no way to deal with it, they're locked onto this part of the map right here. Basically, they're tier 2s and kind of their ancients if your sniper would have enough range to do it safely. This is really tough for M5 in terms of finding any kind of farm for their team. And meanwhile, Secret are just pulling further and further ahead. Now up to 10,000 gold, 7,500 XP. And about to see ZXC bite the bullet up top. Nice light strike array.
They're going on to Tidehunter, who is trying to do Ancient Stack so close to get a Blink Dagger. Will get swapped down and saved. Oh, but the Flame Break could be canceling the Vengeful Spirit's CP on the high ground. Now she's stuck.
Yeah, Venge is in a sticky wicket here. Can they actually capitalize, though, and find a kill? I know there's a lot of reinforcements nearby. S4's already used his lasso, and he'll opt just to TP home, knowing the Ravage is still available. Meanwhile, up top, Zai just soloing the world. He's trying to kill Big Num. Almost gets it, but Lina, again, with a nice LSA, makes the space. But you have this bug in your jungle who's always nipping at your heels if you venture out at all.
Makes you wonder. I mean, I know M5, they got committed. They went for this Tidehunter pick after seeing the Brood. I already mentioned how Legion Commander could have been a possible option, even though some of the options could have been weird. Also, a Spirit Breaker could have been something they could have considered. I'd seen really good against the Brood Mama.
Yeah.
You know, but
better than a gem in a lot of cases.
If, ands, or buts, what they could have done with the draft. But you're just seeing it here. It's Zai doing whatever the hell he wants.
He is. Zai is achieving so much right now. He's getting massive farm for himself.
Yeah.
He's preventing the enemies from farming their own jungle, and he is making so much space right now, constantly occupying at least one or two members of this dire side. I mean, look at ZXZ. He's trying to kill his hard camp.
This stupid
little
spiderling
spiderling there.
like, oh, you want? No,
just nipping at him.
this is our jungle.
And what's scary about this is for ZXC, he doesn't really know, is that just one spider?
Yeah.
Or is that the beginning of a whole army coming to jump on me?
And I pan over, and there's all of a sudden like a big brute army to work with. Meanwhile, Puppy does get taken down on the bottom. A successful pick that does use up the sniper pick. Yeah, but here comes Arteezy. Closes the shapeshift. Does quickly grab the bounty rune as Big one wanted to grab it now. He gets killed.
Yeah, Barteezy finds a kill there. They had a pick off on Lina in the mid lane while that was happening. It's like Bat Rider deployed a lasso, and they're finding just pickoffs all over the place. This is Secret just splitting the map, and now their individual players are getting farmed enough that they can find these individual pickoffs quite easily. Tide blinks in, looking for a Ravage, but can't close the gap. He gets hit by a concussive, and look at the end of this little fight.
Arteezy has
Dire's
over 3.3k saved up, already on top of his Vlads and Midas kind of get up here. I'm curious to see what he's going to go right for. He's going to go for Roche. And there's really no one nearby to potentially scout it out. Actually, here comes Vengeful Spirit here. Is she going to go ahead and wave in there?
Well, look at this from Secret. I mean, up top, they're like taking a team fight while they're doing Roche. They're pressuring this tier 2 tower. Chomi and Tide are there. They find advantage. Yep, she's got support also. There are actually 2 fights breaking out here. Up top, S4 coming in. Nope, not going to find the initiation there. They just get the tower kill. No initiation around the Roche pit either. Wow, that was really anticlimactic. This thing sort of keeping up.
Here comes 2 big fights to break out, and none of them do anything.
Okay, and tier 2 tower fall. All right. Here we go. Lasso on the Afterlife. They pulled the Tide out. It's a last-ditch effort with the Ravage. But okay, sets up the kill on the Bat Rider. Sniper does assassinate to end a mega kill streak. So it works out. I think a worthy use of the Ravage to get Sniper something. And finally slow down S4, but it is still Secret taking objectives. They get the tier 2 top, and Arteezy will stay committed to Roche. Has it down to about half health, and no one on M5 in sight to deal with.
There might just be a point when Zai just takes over top lane and Arteezy works with bottom, and then the other 3 just kind of run around with the other M5 members. They could lose fights here and there, but the other 2 are going to be able to get a lot done objective-wise that it could not matter really in the end. But Mosocw 5 looking to shake this one off. It's 13-10. The net worth, no surprise, dramatically in the favor pretty much since the start of this one. For Secret, 12k and on the rise as towers begin to fall one by one, and Mosocw 5 have yet to even claim a tower.
Necro book number 2 coming out. Zai's got his level 3. Arteezy's is level 2. Ugh. It's going to be a zoo knocking on the front door of this Mosocw 5 base before too long here, Dakota.
The good book.
The good word in the Necronomicon.
It's 3 Necronomicon.
Oh, Chomi caught by a lasso, isolated by S4. Force stabs him down into the Ancients area. So he is caught on the side of this ravine. Another nice flame break. Slow down, but now S4. He's going to get punished. Laguna. Assassinator's coming as well. Puppy there with a big coconut death ward doing a lot of damage. They bring down the Bang. Big Num very low. All of M5 had him on the back foot. There's no Ravage to be dealt with. Puppy ends up falling. Curl as well. Arteezy now left behind. The lag continues. He's got an Aegis. Body blocked. He will fall. But meanwhile, up top, Zai doing a little bit of rat and Dota. Yeah. Why am I lagging so much, Valve? God damn it! Come on, Arteezy. He's going to try to TP out. He lives.
Yep. Makes it out. Makes it out.
Dare reconnect again.
Secret, though, still getting the best of these engagements, even though they are down a man in the sense that Zai's just more obligated to get stuff done top, which obviously is understandable being his broodmother self. And the pressure continues to be built up. Tier 3 slowly getting withered down inch by inch at this point. And Mosocw 5 get one of the biggest fights they could have been asking for, but yeah, my stance is also...
you're getting it also.
Pretty
reconnecting is not going to do jack shit.
I mean, I'll reconnect anyway.
You can try it.
See if it would help.
If it's happening to both of us, it's more likely the server, unless...
It looks like it's good now, though.
Yeah, famous last words there, Mr. Cottle guy.
It's
like, oh, we should not see any more pauses today.
Yeah, there's, it looks good. Things have leveled out, right? No one's just going to DC randomly.
I'll put some duct tape on it.
Is he about to get jumped here? Maybe. S4's coming in. Oh, Blink's just a little bit short. Firefly's up, but will not find the initiation. Instead, flies to the high ground. Now he rotates out. He's going to bump into ZXZ. Hey there, oh there, hi there. Lina sends it up. LSA after the Yules. Laguna, of course, survives the onslaught. He barely lives. Now the death ward from the low ground. Puppy gets interrupted. And Renator, flame broken back down. He should fall off to the side. Yes, he does. Now Arteezy, ultimate online, chases down Big Num. Freaking Zai. He is so damn fast. Zai gets a tier 3 tower while this is going on. ZXC, well, stuns Arteezy, but still dies. The Wolves chase down the Night Stalker. Now Afterlife says, man, I got my rabbit. I lost. Damn it. He's gonna die.
Look at frickin' Zai.
The nice base you got here, guys. I'm just gonna move in and take it all.
Zai's like, hey team, good fight. I got the barracks if you want to work on this. And Lycan ends up going down to show me. That's cute, but barracks in some trouble here now. The buyback from Lee. An obvious big team fight for Secret. A 1-for-4 overall. The top barracks will die. No blip for a minute or so. Trying to clear out some of these creeps. Bat Rider on his way in. What does he grab? It's the Lina. That's a dieback for ZXC now. And they will certainly secure this top lane of barracks. Tier 2 towers in the other lane, so they will be isolated from other barracks going down off this push. But 23 minutes in. Whoa, are they going to bring down Zai here? Swap, dust, shrapnel, he's dead. Okay, now Secret, they need to make their retreat. Puppy may get left behind. Zai buys back. Instantly BOTs to the bottom lane. Puppy ends up going down. Kuro probably going to be left behind also. The great chase is among us.
Man, look how fast Sniper is. I'm gonna get that bird. Boom! Hunting season, baby.
Bada boom, bada bing. But look at this. Zai's like, all right, well, I've already done one the top lane, so now it's time to get the webs going down bottom. Let the pushing continue.
Look how much they need to committed just to take down Zai. It's not often that they're going to have that many committed to Zai, because now what happens is Secret just kind of work with middle lane and add pressure still on top lane. But oh man,
he TP's in. What a mistake that proved to be. Zai just blows him up. Insatiable hunger makes it an easy pick. They did kill the Bat Rider in the jungle as we were watching that start to unfold. 20-18. It feels even if you just look at the hero kill score, but rest assured, it is Secret that have control of all things in Game 1 in this best-of-3 series.
Yep. As Zai will be able to spread out through this bottom lane. Arteezy's back in his jungle, farming it on home right now as his Necro 3. And about 1,800 gold now saved up. Still just kind of doing his own thing.
Smoke, they want to catch Zai. Do they have a gem? They do. They just picked it up. It's on Renator. Can they catch Zai off guard with this? This could be big. He bought back recently. Uh-oh. He sees that it's been revealed. They didn't catch him.
Uh-oh.
Moves into the trees. They missed the LSA. Good night. So now they know there's a gem. And right back to it. God, BOTs with Necronomicon. He's going Assault Cross. He's just going straight Rat Brood this game. Very, very difficult to deal with. This is one of several reasons why this hero is banned out so commonly. Not fun to play.
One of the reasons also why Secret always start their bans with an axe involved. Just so that they always have Brood as a possible option for Zai. Yeah. Could be one of the reasons. I don't know. But they always ban out the troll and the axe. And if the opportunity presents itself, they will pick up the Brood. Even as early as a 4th or even a 3rd pick. Sometimes teams only put it in the 5th pick slot just in case it happens to be fine, but maybe Secret's like, as long as you don't have an axe, we can do a Brood.
Yep. They do fear the LC a little bit, but not something that they're too particularly scared of. All right, Assassinate, you show that Necronomicon unit. Bounty there for the sniper. The tier 2 tower mid goes down. It ends up getting denied, but now the base is exposed, and Secret can move up to that high ground whenever they feel fit. Still a while before Roche comes up. How's Artor doing? 3,500 gold after his Necro Book 3. With the Salt Cross already around the corner, he's going to go BKB. There you go. Oh, okay. A little counter warding here. Very nice. Using that gem. You show him.
That was a beautiful courier that Team Secret are using.
Whoa.
It's a cool effect.
Ethereal Flame, Red Blossom.
Ethereal Flame is worth quite a bit of money, if I remember right.
Is it? How, like, in the 3 figures?
Yeah, definitely 3 figures.
What is the Blossom Red? It just makes him a little bit red. And then
Blossom Red is from the effect, the Lotus Blossom effect.
Where do you get these gems? Is there a finite amount of them?
You can get them in the market.
No, well, yeah, but where did they come from to populate the market? Are they just?
I mean, they're chests, like small chants.
So a lot of them you can't get anymore.
You get an unusual courier with these effects, which you can always transfer those effects to other unusual couriers. There's just some notes about some of your couriers and hats there, Zyori. If you were about the hat game.
I have actually never tricked out one of my couriers.
No, I have a courier with Lotus Blossom and Black and Red. It's pretty beautiful, to be honest.
Well, you know what? I need to up my courier game.
I want Trailer
My carding is not sexy enough, I'll tell you what.
Trail of Burning Doom seems to be one of my favorite ones, but enough about couriers.
All right. So Zai has his Assault Cuirass. I mean, look at M5. They are just completely locked in their base. They're farming the waves as they come in, but they just don't have any options. All they can really do is wait for Secret to come in and try to breach their high ground. Hope for a defense, but all the while, Secret farming the Dire Ancients, farming the Dire Jungle, moving around the lanes, just controlling the entire map. What was once like, yeah, we've got some tier 2s to work with, now it's basically just their base.
It's just like slowly becoming that tower defense kind of a game for Moscow 5 at this point. Gotta take care of the little spider zerglings on this side, where the pressure could be built up elsewhere behind your lycanthrope. Plus you gotta consider how and spiderlings, man. So good. Oh, Secret
goes fight happening here.
Ooh, blink plays.
All right, blinking out, blink on blink action. Now back down to the bottom side. It's Puppy that ends up getting caught as all 5 of Moscow 5 rotate down. So they get a little freebie there, but it's only Puppy. There's still these big bad heroes farming around. Every pickoff helps, but they'll need a lot more than that to start getting control back in this game at a 14,000 net worth deficit.
What's the timer on Roche? My timer is disappeared.
Whoa, it's a max
big
respawn.
one. Okay, it's a big one. It's a biggie.
But look at this. They break the backdoor protection by the top lane, and then they just send necro units mid. They get this tower down to half health.
Yeah.
It's a nice split push there from Secret.
Yep. Trying to keep the pressure elsewhere and across the other side of the river. That way, when Secret and they get Puppy back, they can still feel comfortable with being able to get a hold of this Roche. So that's why you feel like there's a lot of pressure still.
Very plays. They get assassinated. There is a Ravage here. They may work to find this kill. Do they? They do. Eclipse him. Very close. Right on the edge.
Well, Ravage down.
That is the 9 tentacle surprise right there.
Secret could look to make a move here. Roche could spawn. It will spawn soon while this Ravage will be down, which works almost to the benefit of Secret at this point. Uh-oh, scout it out. It's going to be Zai. They have the dust. They pop the dust.
Zai.
Civic instances.
Is he going to go down? He does. Okay, M5. They're starting to strike back here. One pick off leads to another, and all of a sudden, you've got a few heroes dead. Now it's easy set up on LSA. Won't connect because any BKBs, but that's your 10-second BKB charge. Secret getting fended off pretty effectively here. 1 minute on Roche. So just about the time Zai comes up, the big boy's respawning. And Tidal have his ult 30 seconds-ish after that. This could end up being an interesting fight around the Roche pit. Roche gets a bounty rune, but at what cost, says Breaky CPK. His life.
Yeah. Not much worth there. But they continue to scout out the Roche. It's going to be popping up any moment. Eyes will be on it from both sides, but the pressure will be on the side of Moscow 5 still. Top lane continues to be pushed in. Afterlife is going to be relegated to defensive duty there. Mid lane pushed pretty far forward. Bottom lane the same. As long as these little spiderlings are always going to be there to kind of nip at it. Plus the wolves. Secret just have all these tools to kind of keep the pressure where they want and decide the flow of the game. It's pretty impressive.
Yeah, Sniper has actually been able to farm up a Scotty. That's a huge pickup. Now, he's rather tanky. You get that big utility slow. Great way to deal with a BKB Lycan, for example. With the Skywrath down, they'll be coming up right as Roche does. M5 see it. They move on in, and look how fast he goes down.
S4 is close, but is he going to be close enough to do Batrider things? They got to be careful of this. And it looks like with the Gatekeeper Bignum nearby on this Night Stalker, there's going to be no contention. And Moscow 5 will be able to take down the Roche and get their kill. Then they can go into Zai, catch him with the Yules. LSA not going to be there, and he's going to turn it right on into her and takes her out immediately.
Insatiable hunger heals him right back up. Now the rest of the fight breaks out. Witch Doctor guys on the backside. We're watching Zai over here. He'll win that duel. It looks like Kuro goes down to Chomi. Arteezy trying to finish him off. Arteezy will. That's the end of the Aegis. Zai did win the duel on the backside. There's only 2 left alive. It's Sniper that's come back to life.
What a trap.
Surround from the spiders. He won't be able to pursue anyone.
Yeah.
And looking at that recap, it's a dead even trade. The Aegis tipping the scales to make it a break even instead of a loss for Moscow 5.
Secret won't lose Arteezy though, or Zai. They're 2 big split push farmers. But A good fight for Moscow 5. A good fight for their sniper, even though he does lose the Aegis. He brings in 3 big kills. He's got 4K gold.
Oh my god, he just bought a Scotty too.
Yeah, and already after picking up that Scotty, he is pretty stacked on this sniper, but you got a lot on the sniper. And I can tell you firsthand, just any sort of respectable farm sniper can hold high ground pretty damn hard.
Yeah,
but the problem
that
here
worth
is
chart. There's a little dip there.
there's a dipper. There's a dipper. That's one thing. But the problem is can Sniper do it all on his own?
Dyer's
Going against a
middle
lineup
tower
where you're going
is
to have
under
a
attack.
lot of split pressure with a Lycan and a Brood.
Yeah,
Can't be everywhere at once.
That is the big issue, the split push, as we go back into PowerPoint mode here.
Yeah, this is good. This is good.
All right, great
This
stuff.
is great.
This is like playing baseball and it just starts raining halfway through, and you're sitting there like, man, I wanted to see the Yankees. Secret are just all about the objectives, though. Now a Desolator onto Arteezy to help that pushing prowess. But you're right. The split push, I think, will be the bane for Moscow 5 here. Sniper can hold one lane very well, but Secret have the luxury of already being one lane of barracks up, and they can just sort of slowly rat their way, even just slow siege, chipping away at them. We'll
The
make
nice thing is Sniper's shrapnel range is pretty big. He can always help push back one lane and be in another very easily. But
Yep, you sure can.
But it's going to be them constantly on the defense here as top keeps getting pressured in, bottom keeps getting pressured in. It's pretty much what they want. A simple howl, a couple of wolves and spiderlings will be able to take a lane over on their own. And I don't think I can see Moscow 5 getting all 3 lanes pushed back through the river at any point in this game unless they manage to take down Secret as a whole here, which could be the game plan. They smoke up and they begin to go on the move. They're going to be doing this without Sniper, who's been top lane.
Side, Yules right into the big boom boom pow. Suck on that, spider. I'm just preparing to do play-by-play off of a PowerPoint presentation here.
Yeah.
Well, M5, they're doing surprisingly well. There was this point maybe 10 minutes ago where it looked like they were starting to get run over a little bit.
Yep.
They lost that lane of barracks. Zai was completely controlling them, and one of those games now where they have so few things to defend, just 2 lanes of barracks right next to each other, that they can kind of just say this tight-knit group, not give Secret many openings, that when they see one of Secret isolated, just go for it. And that's what they've done. The past like 5 or 6 kills outside of the Roche Pit have just been these guerrilla warfare style 4-on-1 big pickoffs, and you get enough of those and you really start clawing your way back. This is a gold lead that's plateaued. They've actually taken the experience edge of this game, believe it or not. Sniper level 24, which is absolutely massive, with another 5k gold.
Massive. Understatement. Right now it feels like net worth at 25k. Even above Arteezy,
Radiant
who's
structures
21,
are
21.5. They're just trying to finally take some towers. This is going to be the first tier 1 takedown. If they get it,
Radiant's
and they
middle
will.
tower
There you
has
go.
fallen.
First tower of the game, boys.
The road to recovery begins now.
They pull back, and Secret just kind of wait things out. They want to...
I'm curious what they're actually waiting for, though. If it's a certain item or if it's a certain movement from M5. Obviously, they have a game plan in mind here. Arteezy,
Feels like their game plan is get in the base and take it quick. I mean, Desolator on Arteezy now. 2 Necro books.
Not too much item progression this week. Last check in, except the BKB is up on S4. Has not been used yet. And Skywrath Mage has a Rod of Atos. He's had it for a little while, but I don't think we actually made mention of it.
It's a lot of on the Sniper. I mean, they could BKB and make a rush at the base, but Sniper could do the right click. If Sniper could get focused from S4 as a lasso target, but it's going to be hard with a Vengeful Spirit and a Tide Hunter there. So there is definitely... It's a sticky situation from both sides. Secret getting the opportunity to break into that high ground is going to be pretty tough. And Moscow 5 defending and then being able to take it back the other way without losing to some serious, like, rat.
The other thing is that
It's another
M5 have
problem.
2 gems. One on Big Num, one on Afterlife. And I think one of them was stolen. Yeah, Afterlife is hanging on to the one from Puppy. So they have ways to deal with their lack of map control that they didn't have earlier on. You saw that ward that they put down to try and maybe find a pickoff, but gets instantly killed by the gemmed up Moscow 5. So, now M5, they got 1 tower, they got a taste of that sweet, sweet
Radiant's
nectar, and say, how about
bottom tower
another?
is under attack.
When they move down bottom, it's tier
Radiant
1, destined to
structures
fall.
are
There's a glyph.
fortified.
Yep. Boop, boop, boop.
Glyph it up. Secret, they're all smoked up, though. 5 heroes in the mid. Zai with a blink dagger.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack. Radiant's bottom tower
They're
is
really
falling.
gonna
on down.
wait for Roche or something. They're gonna maybe cut them off along the way. S4. Ooh, could hop. There goes Flight. Oh, he gets spotted immediately and shot. Uh-oh. Bad Rider. He's gonna get shot down. He's dead.
He's got a BKB on. Assassinate
Oh.
will finish him off. It could have been a lot worse. There's no the initiation they wanted. Afterlife still holding on to the Ravage. Puppy going in. They killed Shomi. Skywrath, he gets credit for that one. It'll cost Puppy his life. Probably tomorrow as well. But so far, it's worth it. Of course, he has a buyback. Now the lasso comes out onto Lina. She goes down. They clear out the Venge. It ends as a 2 for 3. Ravage was not used there by the Tide, so they will have it for this high ground defense. And some buybacks are going to be used here. Yeah, Sniper uses his. 3v3 on the field. Lina and Venge are stuck in the grave, and with that, Secret just back out.
They put a lot into being able to get a hold of S4 there, but then Arteezy simply locks onto the Sniper, and there's just not a lot to defend him. And he gets beaten pretty hard. The swap comes to save him, and I always wonder if the swap onto the Sniper itself would have been better to really disorient Arteezy.
Yeah.
But that wasn't the case. Sniper ends up being dropped. His buyback's going to be used, and Secret just pulled back immediately.
The
hitting him in
10-second
the piggy bank.
BKB was S4's saving grace there. If that was a
Yeah.
5-second BKB, he's dead. The Assassinate kills him. But he had just enough duration to last through it. An M5, nice plays there, showing us that they are serious contenders and not making this easy for Team Secret whatsoever.
I wonder if a blink dagger could have been something of real value here for the Sniper. I mean, he's got so many great items, of course, for all
I
of
think
his
he's having
damage
slot
and
issues
sustained,
at this
but
point.
you know, there's only so many slots you can have, but it's clear that having proper positioning is also going to be of the utmost importance here. It's a lot easier when you're inside the base defending from the high ground, but bottom lane, a brief lasso pulls back Afterlife, but he's fine for now. I say that, but he gets chased. And the Force Staff will get into safety.
Yeah, not enough follow-up. Couldn't get there soon enough. But I think Shomi obviously goes Butterfly after this. Then you dump the SNY and probably look towards one of the Demon Edge items, either a B or a MKB, or your Daedalus, whichever he feels is more needed. Evasion, not a big deal this game. No blinds, of course, and I don't see anyone really getting a Butterfly here. So I think the Daedalus is probably your best bet.
Yeah.
Those big numbers.
TZ with an open slot now.
Is that his Butterfly completed? Yes, it is. Oh, my. But at that same time, the Hex comes out for Broodmother, so they will have a tool to try and deal with it here. Secret Rendezvous, they smoke up. No buybacks available for anyone. So if they manage to pick off the Sniper, this could be a GG push.
Could not be that hard. I mean, you have S4 who's already looking to jump the gap to get a hold of him, but Zai also has a Blink and a Sheep. Blink and Sheep, so...
Abyssal jumping out on Arteezy. Here we go. Ravage get it started. Connects on at least 3. Bat Rider.
Whoa!
Knocker go down right away. Arteezy, BKB on charges. There we go. Laguna, but they bring down the Venge. Can they get a few more? Big Num slowed down, taking a lot of damage inside. Deep in the base, doing as much as he can, but he'll fall. The LSA is there. It's a 1 for 3, and Moscow 5 take the fight handily. Very good initiation from them. The Tide Hunter with a Ravage on at least 3 heroes, if not 4. They stall this out a bit longer, now go to a 3K net worth swing, and Roche, another near-max respawn. Unfortunately for M5, they won't be able to capitalize, as Secret will be coming up right as Roche respawns.
Man, if they get the stuns they want on the side of M5, Sniper is able to clean them up so quick and so easily, but if Secret can make it past those disables and get into the face of Sniper, things go dramatically the other way, but for right now, it's working for M5. Man, I was so surprised how they were able to bring down Puppy and S4 so fast. And then with the follow-through disable, they were able to just kind of easily shoot through the rest of the Secret lineup. And even though M5 are down a set of racks, they have a tremendous amount of farm behind the Sniper. They might want to consider weighing it out a little bit here for the Roche / buyback. Secret, I'm curious to see that once they come back to life, they might go for another push. Because Ravage is down.
I think that's a good point. They may just try to force a fight around the Roche pit. Secret should know that it's coming up pretty soon. Is this third Roche? I believe it is. This should be Aegis Cheese, one that they should be very eager to claim for themselves. They just need to find better initiation. I think that's all it comes down to for Secret. If they get the jump there, if S4 lassos the Tide before he can Ravage, I think that fight goes completely the other way. This has turned into a game of who gets the better initiation. Secret, they've got the farm, although it's starting to dwindle.
This is one of those games that it comes more down to execution and make or break decision making. Smoke, this is like what I'm talking about.
They move to Roche now, it looks like. Roche is up. This is Roche 3. Aegis Cheese ready to be taken. Secret, they've got to be suspicious here.
They don't have a way to really get in there.
Ravage
right
up
now.
in 5, though.
Yeah.
This will work out well for Moscow 5. They'll move into the Roche pit, and Roche is going to fall very fast. Secret just do not seem privy or interested. I'm not sure which it is. Maybe worried about a smoke gank coming their way instead.
Well, Nightfall was robbed, so they don't really know maybe if pressure's coming their way.
Yeah,
or
you know they're all missing, but you don't know where they are. And if you run into a Ravage, that could be another team wipe. So Aegis goes to the Sniper, and Cheese goes to Luna. So Sniper will pull his gold a bit longer here. His buyback coming off cooldown in about a minute and a half.
Yeah, that would be the best thing to wait for. And Sniper can feel a little bit more free to dish out the damage, and they can always buy back if they need to get that second Harang away. But still a long way to go here in a game where you're probably going to have to beat down Secret not once but twice with their own buybacks before you can even make it to the other side. And they still have some tier 2s to break through, a tier 1 even on the top lane. But this is going to be one of those kind of games that if M5 is able to kind of take advantage, they're just going to go right for the throne to end this game. But Secret, we'll see what they put more value into. Ooh, catch on inside with the Eels. LSA, blink in Laguna, and they get him. Zai goes down. Gets caught out 90 seconds, no buyback.
M5 winning this war of attrition right now as they continue to find pickoffs. Really nicely done. With Zai in the grave, they can feel a little more brave here. It is nighttime. Big Num cruising around, starts flapping those wings, opens up that mouth, and he is hungry. He's picked up an Aghanims as well as a Halberd.
Dyer's
Fill that
middle
mouth with
tower
bread.
is under attack.
Are they going to bump into Puppy? No, looks like they bump into Kuro. Oh, this is going to be another pickoff here. I don't think Kuro can get out. Assassinate flies through. They should have more than enough damage to bring him down. Yeah, he'll try to Ghost Scepter, but it's not going to help you against the lead.
Who's in the mid, though? Arteezy able to clear up in tier 3. It forces out a couple of rotations. He immediately gets the hell out of there when he sees those rotations come, but he's done a little bit of damage in there. Rax is now going to be exposed.
Little chip.
This is where things have come to, though, for Secret.
Moscow 5 handling this near perfectly, it feels like right now, but they need to be very careful. They're on this like fragile state where, Swap breaks the lasso. ZXC may still be in trouble. Nice flame break from S4. Cheese gets eaten. He'll continue to chase him down, stacking up the sticky. They'll start to split up a bit more perhaps, but S4 needs to be careful. Realizes they could turn on him. And he starts flying to the low ground as even the Night Stalker rotates over. S4, he misses the blink! Oh no, there's another fight breaking out at the same time. Down bottom, Arteezy dives with the Sniper. We're going to stay true to the course on top. Big Num diving this tower. He's got the lead behind him. Poppy, the Scepter's there, and that just buffs up the Light Strike Array damage. Witch Doctor's dead. Secret falling apart. Now the blink over the tree line from S4 will get kill on Big Num. Zai showing off the Hex on the CXC. They'll get a few recovery kills here. Lina goes down, and that is a gem that hits the deck.
It's a fight that Moscow 5 did not have Sniper with. He was busy taking out Arteezy bottom lane and now taking out a tier 2 tower. So not too shabby for Moscow 5 to really hold their own with the others, as Sniper was able to bring in a couple of more grabs. And with that, they'll be able to pull back and away. Still feeling pretty comfortable here. They have Aegis on hand for Chomi.
It's almost zeroed out. This is a 15,000 net worth lead that is now down to only 2,000. Experience way clear on the Dyer. You see another lasso under Nader. Pulls him right into his buddy Brood Mama. And Insatiable Hunger will make that an easy kill. So more pickoffs happening around the map. They did force out the cheese to be used on Lina, which is nice. There is still an Aegis on the Sniper that he'll have for another minute or so. Maybe Secrets should just wind down for the next 60 seconds and then look to take a fight if they're so inclined.
Wind down for 60 seconds, wind down for 5 minutes, wait for Roche. We'll have to see what the idea is. But Boots of Travel now picked up for Arteezy. He has won games with an item like this. on a hero like this, down much worse.
Yes, yeah.
Like they've been down 2 sets of racks, and they would make a heads-up call to boots of travel into the enemy base and just run down the throne.
Yeah, I think one almost sure way that M5 could lose this game is to go into a base race scenario. Against the Lycan, the double Necro books, all the BOTs, that is just not a race you're inclined to win unless you have a huge head start. So playing this safe, I think, is the name of the game for M5. Sniper buys a Manta to replace his Mask of Madness. That is interesting.
What to Manta off?
Well, the Skywrath Silence comes to mind, of course. No Orchids. Seems like kind of a strange pick.
Maybe just receiving, quicker pushing.
I mean, maybe he just wants to Manta dodge some things.
Baiting out a
Yeah, it's
lasso.
great against Bat Rider, either baiting with an illusion or just if you see him coming in, you can Manta right as he blinks forward.
Yep.
Makes it very hard for him to find a lasso target. So maybe that's what it's for. Seeing Bat Rider is the big threat. Though I would have thought just more damage would be the name of the game for him, right? In that data list or something to get some big numbers going. But now more items out for M5. That's a Hex on Lina and a Refresher for Tide. Two big team fight items that could continue to grab things in the Dire's favor here as they almost have that gold.
The Tide Refresher is a big one. How are these BKB timings? S4, 7 seconds. Arteezy, what's he at? 6 seconds. So pretty low here. Zai, 10 seconds. He's got a fresh shiny one. But two big Ravages. These other BKB members, they're going to be getting hit at some point and stunned. And any point that they're stunned and could be shot up from this sniper is almost guaranteed death.
So Secret smoked up. They're going to pressure this top lane. They've got their summons that are helping them push. They might just go for the base here. They see M5 in an awkward position. Well, at least they saw them for a moment. All right, they just go right for the barracks. Your Necro books used. There is a Dire glyph. That's forced out straight away. Now they're going on to the Tide. The Brood starts it off. BKB's on. Now the rest of the team starts to come in. Arteezy taking a lot of damage. The swap brings him down. Puppy, Ghost Scepter starts channeling the ultimate. It'll do a little bit of damage, but it's Zai in the base who has to TP out. They do get the barracks, though, here, Dakota. So even though they don't win the fight and they do lose 2, pretty much just have to do that once more.
Yeah.
Mega creeps are on the horizon.
And I wouldn't be surprised if that's the game plan. It's hurl bodies at the racks, get out while you can, survive and thrive, and look to walk away with the win. They have the pushing power. I mean, just the summons, the Necro books, the Howl. They have BKBs to kind of try their best to withstand any sort of incoming trouble, but they could just throw their bodies at the base and get the job done there. They want to go for the Megas.
Well, in the mid lane, M5 want this tier 2 tower. They need to be very careful. There's a Bat Rider pushing their bottom. Buyback, BOTs to the high ground. This begins. Meanwhile, back at the base, Zai, he interrupts one of the TPs. The Tide Hunter can't make it back. He's got no way to get to the base. This is the play that Secret was waiting for. Here we go. One tier 4 tower remaining, no glyph. This is the defense they have to make. Arteezy, BKBs, the LSA. Meanwhile, on the other side, Tide left behind in a lot of trouble. He should go down here despite the Ghost Scepter. Everyone else on M5 will make it back. Kuro has his Ghost Scepter now. He'll live from the sniper, but it looks like he will eventually fall. Afterlife, this guy is still alive. He ended up using both Ravages? Are you kidding me? Why would you Ravage there?
I guess, I mean, he doesn't have money for a buyback. Maybe he bought out to that point. So
maybe you just figure your I mean, those are game-saving cooldowns. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know either. Arteezy's waiting top, but he has Boots of Travel and Shapeshift again here in just a moment and could go bottom, push that in to make a go into the base. And he's going bottom right now.
So that's the kind of play Secret's hoping for, though. Waiting for them to overcommit to that $1 million Dream Coil style where he's keeping back. They do it again on Big Num. He tries to be interrupted by the Flame Break. Lasso onto the high ground. No way the Night Stalker survives this one. As M5 now losing some of this momentum they picked up. Still in it for now, but... Oh, M5.
That's a rapier.
They've got a chance.
That is a rapier.
Rapier.
This is what we've come down to. 94% favorite Secret. 1 racks away from taking game number 1 in this best of 3, but they got to battle their way through one of the biggest and beefiest snipers you've ever seen in your Dota life.
He is really big. You know, he's not the best rapier carrier, though. He ain't no gyrocopter, ain't no Dusa.
3.
And here we go.
Here we go. Back into it, and Roche is up, and Secret are doing it, and Secret will
Okay, so finally get a Roche. There's a double damage ring waiting nearby. This could be a pretty scary time if Arteezy picks it up and they go for the base. Now, the other thing about this rapier pickup that makes it maybe a little more appealing is even though Sniper's not the best carrier, Secret does not really have a good rapier carrier either. Lycan and Brood, not particularly good. As we've seen, Arteezy is easy to blow up. That last fight, he ran in and just got juiced by the Laguna. So there isn't someone that you're really that scared of handing it over to. E-Blade now up on the Skywrath Mage. That's nice compared to the Ancient Seal.
Secret need to push and make this happen if they want to go soon. While Ravage is down, it's only 20 more seconds, and at least they'll have one up and ready to go.
Oh, here we go. Jump on the ZXC. Cheap stick's been used. There we go. Lasso across. He's in some trouble. He's isolated. Meanwhile, down bottom, Arteezy dies in a matter of seconds to the rapier. Oh, no. That's the end of the Aegis. Now the swap out keeps Big Num alive. Arteezy's back, but Skywrath and Witch Doctor just get destroyed. The Scotty has hit Artur, and he is probably going to die a second time. Yes, he will. Yes, he will. It's a 3-for-1. Buyback on the Lina. No! Make the retreat. Ultra kill for Chomi. The rapier living up to its name as it cuts through Team Secret. Our Moscow 5 about to upset the big dogs. Another huge fight, huge defense. This guy right here, he's wearing a wolf hat, but he's an alpha. I have no reference. He just, goddamn. It is just goddamn.
Chopped off Arteezy's head and put it on his own. What's that? This is ridiculous. That's what I'm talking about. Maybe they didn't anticipate the rapier, and he takes a few pot shots, and he's dead. Aegis is going to be down. He doesn't make it out. I love the little play right there from Chomi.
I wonder if they realized he had a rapier. I don't think Chomi was really pushing out the lanes. They might have just kept that completely quiet until it was revealed right there. So, Secret prop maybe not ready for that.
Here comes Chomi. Zai's there on defense.
No buyback on Artur. He's out of the game for 40 seconds. This could be it. Moscow 5 moved to the high ground. You said no glyph. And they just go tier 4s here. They might. S4 has a buyback. Doesn't use it though. In goes Zoe, and down he goes. He's dead already. Instant buyback. All right.
Second rapier. He's going all in with this.
Oh, show me. Is this the play? There's the Ravage 1. Refresh Ravage 2. Connects on 2 heroes. Down goes the Skywrath. Puppy probably soon to follow suit. Zai swapped back into the danger zone.
Chomi's in trouble. Oh, he's fine.
Oh, boy. He lives.
He's going to drop. He's got the second rapier. And they're going to do it.
It's just too much. Moscow 5 are doing it. No, Lasso into the well. Secret on their last leg, doing anything they can to turn this game around. But Chomi says, I'm done mucking around, boys. I'm playing.
Abyssal Blade stun. He's going to go down.
Arteezy, can he bring him down?
No.
Chomi, he's still alive. 6 HP. He's dead. There's rapiers on the deck. Who's going to get him? There's one just chilling on the ground. Get it, puppy. Get it, get it, get it. Oh, my God.
No.
Venge has one. The other one gets picked up by Puppy. Oh my gosh, they actually hold on, but now Chomi comes in. It's a rapier on the ground again. I don't think Secret have the resources to do it. Chomi's got another rapier.
Yeah, he's going. It's over. They got game number 1.
Woo! Secret upset by Moscow 5. S4.
Wowie zowie. They've done it.
Oh my! The rapier sniper proves too damn good. The range is just incredible when you get that rapier. They nobody closed the gap. Bat Rider used that first lasso on the Lina. I think if they knew the rapier was there, maybe Bat Rider could have focused the sniper a little bit more, but the Lina was just not the target to go for. The double rapier